welcome to another episode of MMO Game Dev in Go. We're back again for another adventure. I think everything's working. Oh, let me get my notebook. I've been doing major refactors recently. I think this will shoot. Maybe it will. No, it won't. All right. How did I want to do this? I was having this problem where I have components that I want to have the created on the client, but I don't want to synchronize them across the server to client. I'm not really sure how to handle that case yet. What I did in the past was I sent a different component which spawned those components. I don't know if that's the right option, or like I could send this, which would spawn these two components on the client. But I don't know if that's better or worse than sending them individually. I guess what I'll do is I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send these two, but I'm not going to synchronize the data between them. I'm just going to send, actually, I'm just going to send this. I'm going to send something like this that then gets run on the client as well. Which means I want to put this into, or maybe when I spawn weapons, I'm going to spawn activate actually. I have these configs that are kind of like little builders, and they each build a specific thing. Where's my weapon? One. Must be in player. Let's look at this. Let's look at what is it? Where is it? I thought it was in here for sure. Oh, here it is. Oh, equipment config. That's what I called it. I knew it was in here. So when I add the equipment config, I'm going to also, I need to send the equipment config over and then spawn that stuff on both sides. This will also spawn the activate one as well. Because it's going to spawn like the activate is just the component that gets used to actually like trigger the weapon. So once we spawn a weapon, we need to also spawn the activate for that weapon, basically. Good morning, JJ. How are you today? That removes that. And now we just need to send over the like cooldown type for the weapon. So bots, they just attack every time they can. And players attack differently. I feel like this is pretty normal time for the stream. Is it really early though? It's like 6:30 here. Too early, bruv? We working here. That's exactly why I'm streaming now. I gotta stream when you're working. How many hours till your lunchtime? Streaming usually at 9. I feel like I usually get off at like 10. I feel like it's usually like 7 to 10 or so. Or is there, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're right. I have to look at when I actually start streaming for my past history. I can look really quick. Now I'm curious. I feel like it should say like streamed on. It just shows the day. I thought it said like streamed on blah blah blah. Maybe if I go to the playlist. No. I don't know. Thought I could figure it out. Lunch is at 2. Oh, 2 hours. You better get your work done. I don't even know if I'll be streaming in 2 hours. I had a slacker weekend, so I had to wake up early. I had to wake up early, be productive, so the board wasn't angry. All right, we'll send attack cooldown over. It's weird though, because attack cooldown specified by the weapon. Like the actual value here is specified by the weapon. So in that sense, it could be, it doesn't need to be synchronized. But the part that needs to be synchronized is that it's like, that this actual component's here and it's not one of these. Let's look at the client networking receive function. I guess when I receive a weapon on the client, I can just say, I can check if it's a player, and if it's a player, oh, there comes Trunks. Little squeaker cat. He does this weird, like, it's like not quite a meow. It's like, yo, yo. It's okay, buddy. Yeah, it's not a real cat. This is just a recording I play back from YouTube. Cat sounds. I would never get a refund. It's funny because Trunks, it was just naturally like that, and now he's making Luna, the littler cat, be like that. Like now she makes weird meows noises too. I'm fine if you sit there, but don't bite my mic. All right. I could also include in the equipment config. I could send equipment config over, which I'm already gonna have to do. And in there, I can be like, oh, you activate it this way. Let's do that, actually. I like that. Because then I can work on sending this over instead of sending like this other data. So we'll combine all this stuff into one thing. Because I don't think it's something that's going to change. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm going to do, I'm just going to send it over, and I'm only ever going to add it if it's there. The attack cooldown. If it's not there, I mean. So that means when we receive an attack cooldown, we will check to see if it's there. And if it's not there, we're going to add it. We'll just add all of the data that was specified in it. Because it's already going to have the weapons cooldown data inside of it, so it'll be fine. And then on the server network, we need to send it over. Actually, this will probably break. I need to add in the list of things that gets serialized. All right, now we're talking. Little comma there, little comma action. I think that fixes that. Oh, I spawned it? It's okay, Luna. I forgot to spawn, so this one, when I added the activation component to the server side, but I need to add it to the client side now. So here, when we handle this, we get a weapon. So activate. So basically check if it already has an activate component. If it does, because this is a component that needs to be on both sides, the server and the client, but it doesn't need to be synchronized. Oh, ECS.c. Gotta box it up. It's clearly missing something. Weapon. Sorry, I have these logs. What's up, Emily? How are you doing this morning? It is a happy Monday. I must be missing something. It's gotta be in the attack section. But I have a weapon. I have an attack cooldown. Oh, I'm not adding the weapon now because I'm adding the early stand-ups. Oh, that's no good. There we go. Okay, now everything's back to normal. I added this arena recently. Try these beautiful stairs. So we'll have a little combat arena to do battle in. That's going to be the most recent update. So we're working on that today. I actually have a lot of it. I had a lot of it done, but there's a few limitations with how I set up networking, which was making it hard to add stuff. So I've done a lot of like revising of how that was set up. So hopefully it'll be a little bit simpler. Dubious little stand-ups. Stand up to mischief. This is no good. Yeah, I never enjoyed stand-ups, but it's part of the work life, you know. So you gotta do it. The beast is demonic in nature. Not very good. Very icky. I agree. I never enjoyed stand-ups. It was always like kind of stressful. I think that's why they do it. Like I think the only reason they do it nowadays is because like they want to put pressure on everybody so that every single day you have something where you can be like, oh, I got this done today. Oh, I got this done this day. You know, I think it's like a management pressure tactic. Like to keep people like getting stuff done, which I guess makes sense from their perspective, but it's not very fun. What's up, Dracula? Oh, my foot fell asleep. Agile is just fight psychological warfare against workers below you. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, it makes you like, I don't know. I don't know enough about like management to know like the right way to manage a team or anything like that, but it's definitely the least fun way for your teammate members. And I wonder if you made it more enjoyable for people if they would work harder. Because I think people slack off just because it's like it feels like work. You're going in, you have to give statuses, you have to coordinate all that stuff. What about making the workplace an enjoyable and psychologically safe place to work so you feel like you can be creative and let the team autonomously solve the core mission? Yeah, that's true. Like hey buddy. I rearranged my furniture and my cats are they're going crazy. I forgot what I was gonna say now about agile. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I feel like that. I feel like that would be a nicer way to be at work. You know, like I would enjoy that a lot more at work. I feel like people would try harder because they'd feel more like attached to it. Because when it's like this big management structure, you feel like you're feeding into the machine rather than like being a part of solving some specific thing. You know, like for the world. You feel like you're a part of you're a cog in the machine, just like solving one section of some web service thing. So it's like, it makes you feel disconnected, I think. What's the best thing about Golang? Oh, I don't know. I like Golang because I think it's simple. Also, welcome, Silas. I haven't seen you here before. Thank you, Hovers. Hovers. There we go. All right. It took me a while to read that, Hovers. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I'll keep it up. Do you guys like the latest video? I feel like my videos are getting better. Concurrency. That's a good one. Yeah. Golang keyboard only needs 15 characters. Yeah, well, the capitalizations is what threw me off. I was like, hovers. Hovers. Truth was revealed. He hates Golang. Yeah. I'm just a masochist. That's why I couldn't Golang, the language I hate. No, I like Go. I like it because it's simple mostly. It's simple and it has. I feel like when I solve my problems inside of the Golang like ecosystem, I feel like they're more like robust solutions that I end with. Do you use Vim keybinds and Emacs? No. I use Emacs keybinds and Emacs. There are a few things where I'm like, there's a few things where like, I think Go's a language that's for web service development, right? That's first and foremost. I don't think it's like necessarily a language that was made for like game development. So there's some times where it's like, man, this problem is really good for like a web develop, or like this set of tools is good for web development, but not that good for game development. If error is not equal to nil is genius, even if it's kind of annoying. Yeah, like it gives you like the exact amount of like flexibility that you need, you know? Oh yeah, there's so many times where, yeah, exceptions. Yeah, I caught what you meant. There's so many times where like exceptions leak through and it's like, just because nobody knows, like, and that's the stupidest part about some of these like Java, like things that you'll work on, like software suites, like legacy software suites at companies, is like nobody knows what errors this could possibly return, you know, or if it even returns an error, you know. You have to use like annotations and weird stuff like that, and it's not really always guaranteed or something. So you always end up like, I don't know if this can throw an error, like do I need to try catch this? So you end up with one big like try catch at the top, which catches everything, and it's, I don't know. I do like having errors returned as values, for sure. I like that a lot more than exceptions. Web scrapers and networking tools are one of the strongest suits of Go. Yeah, I agree. I think just like web services in general are like a great like target application. I know they call Go like a systems programming language, and to some degree it does do a lot of that stuff. But there's like sometimes where it's like, man, this would be so much easier if I could just have like more control, which Go doesn't give you, but I survive. Especially before generics. Before generics, some things were really, really painful. You just wrap your entire server code in a try, catch, and pray. LOL. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I like how Go, they have like panic, because you can still do recoveries from panics in Go, you know. But it's like a very much like, it's at the top of your server and it's for like, you had a programmer bug. And that's what I think it should be for. In C++, you can do int main try catch. Try catch. I'm excited for Carbon pre-release. Yeah, I haven't followed Carbon very much. But I know some people in the Discord are a big Carbon, or no, maybe it's Carbon or C3. I think it was C3 actually. Carbon's the new one that Google's making. That's a C++ replacement. Is that right? Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw some video come out about Carbon, but I didn't watch it. There's just so many languages nowadays. Do you ever think of making videos for beginners? I could. I feel like if you're like, do you mean like beginner game dev things, or like beginner programming? Both. Yeah. I try to make my videos like, my objective is always to make it so you don't have to have, or so that people can come in with as little context as possible and understand it. I know I definitely missed the mark in a lot of the videos though, especially the more recent ones where I kind of gloss over a few things, especially the networking stuff, just because it's probably like too complicated to like go into in like a 10-minute video or a 5-minute video or whatever. But like, I feel like there's already a lot of content around like learning programming and learning like the basics of game dev. So I'm more interested in like making videos about like, because I'm doing a lot of this stuff from scratch. It's more like, here's how I solved like this one specific thing. And then once you like know the general like basis of how to program, you can take someone's solution and more easily apply it, I think. So I guess that's more of like my target audience, I guess. Or that's more of like the video target, but like anybody could watch it, obviously. Like I want to make it so that like people can understand like the theory behind how I did something, but not necessarily have to like know how to program to do it, if that makes sense. Maybe between simple and managed Golang and complex and native Rust, there's a relatively simple and native Zig. Even though it has no memory guarantees like Rust, there's some interesting concepts. Yeah, I know a lot of people are liking Zig these days. I think the guys who made it do a lot of like game dev adjacent work. I don't know if they do specifically game dev stuff, but so they seem to know like what they're talking about in terms of like memory optimizations and things like that. So I think Zig is also probably a good target language for if you want to build games. I think if you're a beginner and you want to make games, you should probably use an engine. C goes all fine until GCC takes 5 minutes to compile one C file. I feel like mine goes pretty fast. Except when I compile for Windows. C goes nice, but it really isn't good enough because you lose a lot of type safety and silent errors. Yeah, that's true. It looks so complicated. Well, it does. Gil IamGUI takes forever, literally forever. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. I did integrate IamGUI one time in the past, but the OpenGL or the GLFW compile for Windows takes like a minute on my computer. But yeah, this is a pretty complicated project. There's a lot of different stuff, and I'm definitely learning a ton. I think the most interesting part about like building big software systems is like you have to learn the right way to abstract something. Because you need to simplify some problems, and you need to simplify them so that you have the right amount of like flexibility to change the system how you want, but you want to do it in the most simple way possible. I think that's a really interesting like intersection of problem solving. So that's why I typically I usually go against like the grain a little bit with how I solve some problems, because I don't really want to I know there's like the recommended approach to some things, and I sometimes don't take that path just because I want to like explore a little bit. Because I feel like there's a lot of overly complicated things that people do just because that's what people do. It's like, oh, I'm going to solve this problem like this because that's what people do. I'm not I'm not calling anything out specifically here. That's just a rant. That's just my rant. And to find a tile, we can add that back. I changed up my whole spawning system. Before I had this body component, but I was realizing that there's a lot of things in here that I didn't want. Like, for example, I have this I have a door that I want to spawn. I have this crystal that you walk into the room, you destroy it, and then it starts spawning waves. And I want to close the doors, so I need to spawn doors now. So I had a door, but the door doesn't have any health. So I don't want to add a health component. I don't want to add a move component. You know what I mean? Everything seems so complicated without the class. Yeah, I can appreciate that. You end up making packages kind of replace the concept of a class in Go. So instead of making a class to hold your stuff, you make a package to hold all of your stuff related to a specific problem that you're solving, I guess. But you have like, you also have structs and function pointers. Like this is very similar to what a class would be as well. I have a data type that holds some things in it, and then it has functions. You just don't get to do like inheritance. Have you guys played with any of the Go UI libraries like Whales? I haven't found one that's substantial enough to move to go for my desktop applications. Yeah, I haven't used Whales before. I don't think I've tried any of them actually. I know I've run into them a little bit, and I saw there's a few. They didn't seem very like well supported. That's one of the like shortfalls of Go, I think, right now. There's not very good like UI libraries. Getting rid of classes is a really nice pattern because you stop trying to represent the entire system as a little box with functions on it. Yeah, I feel like sometimes it's just like, I want to have a piece of data. Like this thing is this piece of data, and then I want to send it to some stuff and I want to do whatever I want on it. Like classes really lock you into how the data gets processed by the function, if that makes sense. Which is fine sometimes. But it's like it's a flexibility restrictor, right? It's not a like you're intentionally restricting your flexibility because you've already decided exactly how this is going to work. Hello. Okay. My cat stepped on my mute button. Come here, Luna. All right, we're back. We're back in business, ladies and gentlemen. You need to just go to Rust. Just go to Rust already. You know, there's a parallel universe where 4 years ago or whatever, whenever I started learning Go, it was probably more than 4 years ago. I just like off of a whim chose Rust instead, you know, and I'd be saying completely different benefits of Rust instead of Go. I do think there's an interesting. Someone else mentioned this. Oh, North Icewind said something like this. I do think that there's some middle ground between Rust and Go, where you have like more flexibility in some areas that Rust or that Go misses, but less flexibility in some areas that Rust doesn't really need. Because I think Rust is a really complicated system. I think my cat's teething because she always comes up and bites my fingers. I sometimes think Rust is a little overcomplicated, to be honest. But I'm not like a Rust expert by any means. Go really isn't that different. You still have public and private scopes. You just have to work around import cycles. That's about it. Go forces. You'd have linear structured project, which is good. Embrace C. To me, there's no real. Yeah, we should definitely all be using C. I did think it would be a good. I remember listening to. Oh no! Don't do that. Here. Sorry, guys. You're wrong, but that's fine to be wrong. I know. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely can be wrong. Sorry, guys. My cat's going crazy. I mean, there's no really good reason for me to use Rust when Go does most of the things that Rust does with less thinking needed. Yeah, and that's the big problem I have with Rust right now is that I have to think really hard, and I'm not very good at that. So. My cat knows if she like attacks my mic, I'll like try to move her. So that's her prime target. That's why you hear all of this mic noise probably. I don't know what it sounds like. I hope it's not loud. Okay. I am going to go make a cup of coffee and I'll be right back. Super future self gonna thank you. Yeah, no, and like Rust gives you better guarantees on a lot of things than Go would, so there's definitely benefits there. But I'll be right back. Give me like 5 minutes. All right. Coffee's a brewing. I feel like they counteract each other very well. If you learn Rust, C, C++, and Go, you can build practically anything in an efficient manner. I mean, you'll still need a front-end languages though. Yeah. As soon as we can get rid of the JS parasite, write everything in WebAssembly. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the future. I think WebAssembly will be like what people start using for front-end frameworks. Because like it's so annoying. Like at Java, people started using JavaScript for backend, I think, because they had to use it for frontend, so they wanted to have one language they used for the entire project. And now that there's like WebAssembly, it's like, why am I using JavaScript again? But JavaScript backend people scare me. Yeah, I mean, I did a little bit of JavaScript backend back in the day, but programming's a journey, you know? You never know where you're gonna end up. You just hope it's gonna be good. All right, let's fix the never ship JavaScript, never touch JavaScript. Yeah, I did it a little bit. I tried to make this like a tactics arena game one time in JavaScript. Oh, interesting. You started programming by writing a Discord bot in JavaScript. Discord.js. Oh, is that a different language or is that like a library? How long ago did I try to make my Tactics Arena game in JavaScript? It must have been like 10 years ago. Like 9 or 10 years ago. Library, okay. Library like Discord, Go like you used, gotcha. Yeah, libraries are nice. I'm a huge fan of libraries. Let me tell you, it's nice to not have to do work. Just use somebody else's, you know? All right. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm going to comment out all of this. I built these like different spawner types for different waves. I think this means I just need a crystal. The crystal's like the thing you destroy to start the wave function. Let's build this. Okay. This will have a position 2, I think. Pause, phi2.pause. It's not a player. It does have a body. And the body's going to be body crystal. I'm going to make a team enemy. I think eventually I'm going to, or maybe, did I make a neutral team? Team neutral? Maybe I should do that, but whatever. I'm going to leave it as enemy because I don't think I've set that up yet. No equipment, no activation style. What goes in here? Oh, it needs to be networked as well. The crystal does. Maybe I should make like a networked config or something. Let's do that. Oops. 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 All right, there we go. Actually, I'm gonna call it network config. Because maybe I'll have a component in here which basically just specifies like what other components need to be sent over the network. So this is just going to add that. So then I need to modify this to also have a network config. It can be blank though for the player entity, and then we'll have one here too. I'm actually going to put it further up. First one. Actually, I'm going to do the second one because position's a very like useful thing to have. Comment this out too. All right, we're going back in time. We comment out tile. Oh, that's for those. Crystal body. Okay. Now. Really, this should be a function now that returns I wonder if this should just be any function. Maybe I pass the world into it and it can spawn stuff. Because what happens? When I spawn something, I basically do game.spawn. I get the body. I created the body before. Now I don't have to do this. Excuse me. Then I spawn it. Actually, let's look at the factory method in the server. Read from entity player, non-player, death handler. So this stuff will all, oh, I need to change this too. Okay. I'll have to fix this. But it's not that big of a deal. This one's a big deal though. Actually, both of these are kind of important. Okay, we'll do this next. We'll move these over. So moving away from this factory pattern and into more of like a it's a little bit more compositional, I think. Before I had like one big thing I'd send in and I would spawn it. Now I have a bunch of components. I have a bunch of configs rather that implement this interface, and these all know how to spawn whatever components they need to use for the game. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my coffee. Hello. Oh, hi there. Working graveyard shift IT at Amazon. I've only gotten 2 tickets in the past 8 hours. I need something catastrophic to happen. I'm falling asleep. Play a game or something. That's a good idea. That sounds super boring. I already played 3 hours of Sudoku and chess. I'm running out of things. I have another hour left. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you just code? Like, could you just like code stuff? Could you bring your laptop, or maybe work from home? Just like code, I don't know. That's what I would probably do. I think this is. Oh, I needed to do this. Yeah, work on your start your side hustle. Now's the time. Learn Godot. That is an option. I think Godot is probably a pretty good engine. Or it's like a pretty good contender. No devices with networking ports, a lot in the building. Dang. That's tough. Even like Wi-Fi ports. Like you just can't have an Ethernet port, or you can't have a USB port either. That's like every single device, so like no devices basically. You're gonna have to go back to pen and paper. I can only have my phone. I have a company laptop. Gotcha. Can you bring in a keyboard? You could probably set up a. This would be really hacky, but you could probably set your phone screen as like a little terminal and code in that. I had a friend who did that in college. He didn't like code on it, but he used it to. Oh yeah, you could definitely do it that way too. He'd use it as like a remote terminal to some other computer. To like check on stuff, I think, but. We'll fix this later. I want to get the crystal spawning. Crystal body. So now we need to pass a func. Actually, I think it's up here, isn't it? Crystal entity. Oh, what does this do? The sequence spawner. This must go and must set the position afterwards. I guess that's fine. So I can just do crystal entity with nothing. This is the ent. I just return this. I made a really convoluted function name for this, didn't I? Entity config. There we go. Oh. Can I use body as type? Factory body. Oh, body lambda. This is now the entity. And then I need to do I can just override the position now. Actually, that would mess up everything. So we'll change this to take in the spawn position, because the position's a very important component to know about when you're spawning it. There we go. Wait, what did I change then? I might have changed it in the wrong one. Luna? All right, now this takes spawn. What is this one? I'm just gonna comment this out. Look at that, it spawned in the wrong spot. I guess I didn't add a health to it, which I should have added, but that's okay. Why is it spawning there? I should finish my motorcycle dashboard replacement before the season starts. Circle screens are kind of expensive. And how to waterproof while having touch input. Oh, that sounds tricky. There's a strict policy, no devices with Ethernet USB ports allowed. You're allowed to bring in personal USBs or device bridging cables. I even can't bring in an iPhone charger that is USB. Dang. That's kind of crazy. That's super strict. I guess they're being extra careful though, because they could just like hire one bad person and somebody could like steal a bunch of data or something like that, you know. All right, let's look at this now. Look at the arena spawner. Is it not here? Ah, it is here, okay. So in sequence spawner, I might have still passed in the wrong one. Body lambda spawn position. All right. It is passing the position in. Spawn pause. Let's look at the server. Server.go. Arena, there it is. I wonder if it's missing some component that it needs to like set its rendering position. That's actually probably what this is. Nope, well, it's got that. Got the collider there. I guess the collider could be there still. No, the collider should be on the physics one. Yeah, so it's network position set to here, but it's never actually setting the physics position. That's not good. I think I did too many components that were different things, but I treated them like they were the same. It's become very hard to like unwind that. It's unraveling. I'm unraveling it. Circular screen, Raspberry Pi Zero, KTM CAN bus. I hope the CAN bus can provide enough power, but I'm not even sure. Luna. Then 3D print a case and waterproof that sucker. Maybe physical buttons to ditch the touchscreen requirements. Oh, you're working at a fulfillment center? Oh, dang. 30 other facilities. Yeah, that makes sense then. Because they're very, like, they've got to be very, very, like, strict about making sure that everything goes off without a hitch, you know? Because if Aunt Susie misses her Amazon order, it's a big deal. All right. My cat just keeps wanting to jump up here. So I put her on my shoulder. Don't scratch that. You guys hear the purring? No, don't scratch that. All right. The softest purr in all the West. Okay. I guess I can do, maybe I have two types of position. One of them's like a dynamic position. Or maybe when... It's actually weird. Why wouldn't the positions be set up properly? Oh, maybe because it doesn't have an input. I think I need an input buffer to do like the position prediction. All right. You gotta jump down, I think. You're getting too crazy up there. She's trying to climb all over me. All right. Okay. Give me 1 second. All right. Sorry, casting a little bit of attention. They're just kittens after all. Okay. I think when I send the position over, I like end up overriding it here. I think I should send that as like maybe a different component for some entities. Or it could be like, oh, if you have a I'm really not liking how this is turning out. I feel like this is turning out very poorly. This all started from me trying to break up. Let's go back to the beginning. This all started because I needed to break up these. Let me look at my notes. Okay. I don't really know what I need to draw though. I guess I have like the server. The server's gonna, I need to add things to the server, right? I need to add entities. These have a bunch of components attached to them. Kind of what my idea was I would have like, I'd have different like types of configs. Those would spawn like specific chunks of entities, or sorry, chunks of components on those entities. The thing is, when I spawn a entity on a server, I can spawn it all at once, so I can make sure that it's like perfectly formed. But then I need to network it to the client, right? And this is like the hardest part. Because I have to send over some components. It's like I have like runtime components that are changing, but sometimes I have ones that are changing, but I don't want them to change. I don't want them to synchronize. I'm trying to like work out exactly which different cases I need to handle. So I can spawn the entity. Then I have like static single components where I just want to copy the component over. That's very easy. Right, oops, I drew the arrow to the wrong spot. That's fine, we'll just do this. We're synchronizing this entity. We can copy over single components, and that's pretty easy. When I copy over this component, I can spawn off new, oops. I can also spawn off new components. And that's also pretty easy. So that's maybe like the first one. That's like option one. Then I have two where I have multiple things that get spawned based off of a static component. I guess specifically, what's the position case? That's weird here. Position's weird because I have two different ways I want to update position. It's like if I, oops. Let's say that this is the position one. It's like if you're a structure, I just want to update your position. Right, I just want to duplicate it. But if you're some dynamic entity, like a player or something like that, then I want to update your position differently. And specifically if you have an input. Then I don't want to like directly snap you to that position. I want to use your last position and then like client side predict your position. And so what's happening right now is it's the same thing, like it's the same update loop for both structures and players. And that's what's breaking this. Hmm. Like I could just be like, oh, if you have an input buffer component, then clearly you're going to be predicting it. So don't snap to it, else snap to it. Maybe I need a system that does that. What's up, Doru? How are you doing today? Oh, you know it. We're always Newton. To the max. To at least the max. Sometimes even past. Sometimes even past the maximum. Actually, this doesn't make sense because it should be adding the position if it's not there. This is such a flimsy guarantee. Oh, it's adding a blank one. Why would I do that? I should just make this add, this is actually, we'll fix it, I think. We add the position if it's not there. This is to do number 1. All right, now the crystal's in the right spot. I don't think that's a health component yet though. So I got this all to the point where you could destroy the crystal, waves would spawn, and then doors would spawn too. The problem is the doors, it was hard to customize them because of how I set up the network synchronization stuff. Like it's easy to spawn them on the client or on the server, I mean, but it's hard to synchronize. It was hard to synchronize the component because I wrapped everything in that one body component. So I'm having to split up all of that into different components that synchronize over the network. So let's add the health back to this now. Wait, did I add a collider to this? I don't think I added a collider. Oh, body config spawns a collider, which is maybe not a good thing. But I want to get to the point where like I can easily like split stuff up and stuff like that. So I think I'm getting towards that. We're just not we're not fully there. Welcome back, JJ. Welcome back. All right. Okay, it didn't die because it doesn't have, I don't have the death handlers being added yet. Let's add the death handlers in now. So we need to add a, let's do this. Config on the server. He lives again. Oh, he's live again. That is true. Oops. Did not think I would see the day. Oh, you have to believe. Believe, Sammy. Believe in me. Nothing stopping the to-do train. Yep. I do think it would be to do remove other to-dos. I actually do have a to-do that says that. Well, I have a because I have like a task list in GitHub, and I have like a GitHub project that I work on that has all my tasks in it. And inside of that, I have one that says like triage all to-dos. You know, just like go through and make sure like it's something I have seen in a pull request. Oh, really? Yeah. I have a task to do it at least. Okay, this needs to be death config needs to basically just have whatever the death handler function is. Like so. Okay. Does player respawn? Where does that get added? Does this get networked? It must. Are you using interfaces for that? For what? Oh, for this? Yeah, these all implement inheritance. I'm not using inheritance anywhere. These are all interfaces actually. This is an interface called entity config, which is probably not a very good one, but a good name for an interface. But anyways, I basically like when I want to build a player entity, I'll have a list of things about that entity that I know, and each of these configure the entity in a different way. So like for example, this one adds the position. This one says it's networked. This one says it's a player. This one says it has this body. And these go off and they spawn like runtime components for this entity. And I actually like this pattern a lot. And this works actually pretty well. And it's pretty flexible too. Because now I can just like build a crystal by doing the same thing, but just include only the components that they need. I should be less specific. Polymorphism. Sorry, which specifically? Oh, this handler? Are you talking about that? Go doesn't have oh, okay. I don't think Go lets you do polymorphic functions. Or wait, no. Go doesn't let you overload functions. Which is not the same thing as polymorphism. All right. This one has a different death config. What's the current state of the game? You can go on the website and look if you want, but it's basically you can just run around and did you do much work off stream? Yeah, I do a lot. I do a good amount of work off stream. Probably more work than I do on stream. But currently, I'm adding like a kind of like a one-room dungeon. You might think of it. I'm just trying to add a single dungeon that does like a wave defense sort of thing. There's that. There's that. This one goes there. This one goes here. Okay. So that's why I'm adding like I could maybe like oh wait, I need to stash this too. Or let me do this. Oh, pop stash, this one. Give me 1 second. All right. Image of cats in the curtains. Music plays. We'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, let me show you. Oh. Okay. This should run. I think. I hope. Okay. I think this is before, because I think I got everything working, and then I was like, I really need to revise this. But like since my last video, I did a lot of networking improvements for simulating other players. So before, well, I guess I could launch 2 clients, but before, if you guys remember, like when you saw other players moving, they'd be like they'd have very jerky movement. So I fixed that. Yeah, do you like the stairs? Yeah. And then when you walk, you just have to press right, and it pushes you down as well, and push left when you go up. Yeah. It gives you a little bit of depth. The art's not super good here yet, but I can improve that, I think. And then I built this little like battle arena. I just want to test out like kind of what a room would be like in a dungeon, where you like walk into a room and then it starts an encounter. So I chose to start the encounter by killing a crystal. Then a bunch of things spawn, and you kill them all. So I have like different spawner things that spawn different ways, and then these doors spawn as well, that block you in. But the problem is they have health, because I have the body. Like I'm using the problem is I use this component type called body, and I use the component type to spawn everything about it basically. And I can't like exclude health, because body is a member of or health is a member of body. So now these get spawned basically. So you could destroy these and like leave if you want. I think actually no, they maybe don't disappear, but still they shouldn't have a health. And you can start, and then it respawns. The crystal respawns, so you can do another encounter. But once you finish the wave, these should despawn. So that's not done yet, but. And then also it should detect when the player dies, or basically when there's no more players inside of it. And it should kill everything that's in here as well. That's another thing I have to do. Oops. Yeah. So basically that I did all that, and then I was like, this would be it'd be a lot nicer if I had my like stack together a little bit better. So that's why I'm pop. Yes. So that's why I'm revising how a lot of this stuff is configured. You've got the tile scanning working where you walk slower on the stair tile? Yeah, I did that too. Yeah, I've had that for a while. That's basically just like if the position is like, I check basically which tile you're on always, and then depending on which tile you're on, I decide your speed. So I just like, I think I have your speed or something when you're on a stair. Seems like a prime example of making the components even smaller. Yeah. Yeah, well, like before, I don't know if you guys are, yeah, before like a body type had all of this stuff in it. It had like the team and the type, and now this is what a body is. It had the hat, it had the weapon, it had the health, it had the move speed. So it's like the implication there is that everything with a body needs to be able to move, it needs to have health, it needs to have an attack style, it needs to have a move style. So I'm trying to split those up to be a little bit more flexible, basically. And the easy part actually was this configuration, where I can kind of like, this is the server config, where I can like kind of like pick and choose which components I want to add. Like that's the easy part. The hard part is sending this data to the client. I don't really have a good grasp on exactly the right way to do that yet. You know, it makes game dev look so easy. Makes me sad. I think you just see the highlight reel. That's what you guys mostly just see, like my highlight reel, but like it's like me struggling for 8 hours every day, you know, solving like seemingly tiny problems, and then you see it stretched over like a couple months or a year, and you're like, oh wow, that's a lot. It just takes time. We have some sound effects. It might be looking like a real game already. Yeah. I also added this death. I added this like death event handler thing, which is what we're adding right now, where I want to be able to like add animations and stuff like that, and explosions. And I actually think once I get this little wave defense thing going, that'll be my next video. And the video after that, I'm just gonna like juice everything up, and that'll be kind of like a horizontal slice of what the gameplay is gonna be like. Because I think I'm not like a very I hate to be like, oh, I'm a good game designer, because I'm definitely not. There's definitely a lot better game designers than me, but from what I've read, it seems like a good way to prototype a game is come up with some small horizontal slice that has like most of the gameplay elements in it, and then like see if that's fun, you know, and then iterate on top of that. So this is kind of my horizontal slice build week or month. Might end up being a month. Hello, Luna. So hopefully after this next video, there'll be some like a little bit of gameplay to play, you know. But I think eventually I want to have like multi-room dungeons. So. Oh, don't step on my keyboard. Keep in mind there's an ECS framework this game is built on, makes things a lot easier. Yeah, I think ECSs make writing game systems a lot easier, but what I'm learning, I feel like it makes building the game config a lot harder, because you have so much more flexibility. You have to like decide like, oh, this system's coupled to this system, and this component's coupled to this component. But I'm still learning in that area. Yeah, exactly. Once you have the system set up, the gameplay just magically appears. That's exactly right. You just have to make sure all of your entities have the right components. You don't necessarily need to make an ECS. You just need to use them. I think they're pretty good though. If you're making a simple game though, I wouldn't recommend using an ECS. Like if you're making like a puzzle game or something like that, where you're writing a lot of different gameplay, it's probably not worth it then. Dude, this cat just likes to be held. Meeting time. Enjoy your meeting. Okay. Let's run this and see what's wrong with it. Missing comma. That's one thing wrong. Oh, that worked. Let's see if we can, what was the thing we were testing? Oh, it needed to die. Okay, cool. It dies, and then I have like a hook in there for the arena. Basically, when the wave's in, the arena dies, and then the arena respawns itself. That's weird. Oh, it just didn't update. Why wouldn't that happen though? What if the prediction's just wrong? I don't know. I should have health bars disappear after a little bit of time. Like if you stop attacking something, the health bar should just disappear. All right, we're getting closer though. Oh. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get my water. All right. What's up, Jules? Just watched your last few videos. Really well done and informative. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I've been trying to do, I've been kind of going with like a slightly different style on things, so hopefully it's coming across well. I think sometimes I'll gloss over things that I would rather like go in more in depth on, so I'm trying to like improve in that situation, but it's a learning experience. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry. I bought my cats this this like electric toy that like rotates this little thing, but they just like put their paw on it and it goes click 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 because it just like lock up the motor. You can't cover everything, obviously. What you covered is great and important, entertaining to watch. Okay, cool, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I feel like they've been better than my previous videos. I'm also like I'm making them I'm able to make them in a lot less time than a lot of my past videos. Because I'm basically now Jomi sent me this like video, which was, or I think he posted in the Discord a while ago. It was a video about how this other YouTuber makes his videos inside of PowerPoint and how he like animates them in PowerPoint. And PowerPoint's actually got really good animation tools. Most things I watch on YouTube are just to motivate me enough to do my own research and read documentation to get started. Yeah, and that's kind of like what I want to do. I don't want to like I don't want to go into like the nitty gritty of like, here's how I did this, and here's how I implemented like a list here, and here's how I like did a map or whatever. Like I'd prefer it to be more like high level and like what's an example? I don't know. Like I'd prefer to talk more about like the high level of, oh, spoon feeding is bad. Yeah. Like I'd rather it be like a high level conceptual understanding of how I solve the problem, and then the implementation details of doing that are kind of like up to you to figure out if you want to like emulate it or do something similar, you know? So that's kind of what I was going for. I think like Thin Matrix does that pretty well, where he'll like give you like a high level diagramming of like what's going on, and then you're kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like he did one about how he did what was it, like entity placing on a mouse cursor, how he like ray casted a ray through a terrain to find like the exact position on a tile map, or not on a tile map, on like a mesh that the mouse is intersecting with. And I thought that was a really interesting video, just because he had like that nice conceptual diagram of how it worked. But yeah, who would have thought PowerPoint's like a pretty good animation software. It's very easy too, so I literally like pay $5 a month for PowerPoint now, which is kind of funny, but do you guys hear that clicking? That clicking noise, is it loud? My cats are playing with a toy. I turned it on. Not that loud, but noticeable. Okay. I think the toy's not that good. I think I'm gonna get him a different toy because I need to entertain them. It's like an AK-47 from far. Yeah. Well, we'll have to live with it today. It's outside, so I'm surprised that it's like coming this far away, but whatever. Let me know if it's too annoying and I can fix it somehow. But at least the toy's good enough that they'll play with it. The problem is when I stream, like all they want to do is like Your mic is very good at picking details. Yeah, I got a dynamic mic too. So there's two types of mics I've learned. There's condenser microphones and there's dynamic microphones. Even when I'm swallowing. Uh-oh. Did you hear that one? But yeah, I don't know how to get rid of that. Maybe I need to like put the mic further away or something. But so I have a dynamic mic. So that means that like you can make a clip. You can make it clip out at really low range. Yeah, maybe because I have a USB condenser. I have the same issue. Yeah. I have a, what is it called? It's called a noise gate. I have a noise gate. So everything below the noise gate shouldn't get picked up. But so maybe I can just raise that up. Actually, let's do that right now. Or hello. Yeah, I think I can noise gate at like 25 dB and it's set to like 42. Oh. Can you hear me now? All right, we'll try it here. Let me know if I cut out at all though, because I've been tweaking with like the gain and stuff. I think the gain's a little bit better normalized now, but hopefully when I'm like sipping coffee, do some swallowing. I haven't heard the little AK-47 sound for a while. Yeah, it's weird. It's like not noise gating though. I don't know what's going on here. They stopped. I haven't heard it in a while either, actually. It's showing my mic like it's not. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, we'll see if that's better. I also like when I record my YouTube videos, I have a lot of like, when I start to speak, I go sometimes. And I always have to go in there and like manually cut those out because they're really annoying to me. I don't know if there's a way to do that in my mic, but. All right, they broke it apart. I just see the little furball part of the toy. It's just ripped off now. Cool. I think I can reattach it though. All right, let's add the next wave. I think we had the one wave added. We have also doors we can add too. I'm surprised you managed to get live noise gating to work on Linux. When I started that in OBS, my audio started lagging behind. Miss having the cat. Oh yeah, I need to add the cat cam back for sure. So the when because I used to do when I used to stream on Twitch, I would do a video as well. It's definitely, there is still audio lag. You guys just can't notice it because I'm not like talking at the same time. Like you can't see when I'm actually speaking, but everything's probably delayed for my audio by like at least 100 milliseconds, I think. That's what I remember it being, but that was a while ago, like a year ago or so. I'll reset the cat cam up next stream. How about that? All right, let's look at the arena. Arena, here it is. We'll add doors next. So once we destroy the crystal, the doors should spawn. Wait, there was a cat cam? Kawaii Neko? How'd I do with my Japanese? Yes, I've watched anime. I know these words. Yeah. If you look back, I used to have it. I stopped doing it just because they'd run out of frame. They run around a lot, so they're not like they're not always in frame. A lot of times they like try to crawl on top of me too, so it's hard to like capture them because they're kind of all over. Yep, next stream, just for you, Dracula. Okay, so this is different waves. Get a wide angle with AI tracking tech. That'd be pretty crazy. Dude, could you imagine a little GoPro on the cats and they just run around? That would be the most wild view ever. I would love to see that. Just like see what they see. They'd probably hate to wear that though. Okay, this needs to change. There is on YouTube. Oh, I think I've seen videos of people putting GoPros on their cat cams, or like cat cams on their cats. I have to get a really small one. I just swallowed there. I don't think I didn't see the mic pop up, so I think we're all set. Oh. All right, let's look at the arena. Or let's do door, crystal entity. The problem is I don't want to copy this. I want this death config to be it's a very common one. So let's make this like we'll have this. We'll do this. Or let's copy this over. There's this guy on YouTube who did that. It was really wild and epic. The cat went around the neighborhood meeting its gang. It was crazy. Oh, really? I'll have to watch that whole video. I've just seen little clips of him like running around and doing stuff. I don't think I ever watched the whole thing though. All right, let's add tile back. Pause declared but not used. Okay, yeah, because now we need to do we don't need to do this. We just need to do int we'll just do door entity. And the crystal entity is very similar to the door entity, so we'll put those nearby. Position, body. I'm just gonna make it the crystal sprite. This is the sprite it's gonna use. So this also has to have a tile collider config. Add cats with GoPro. Get some snacks and chill. That's what I'm gonna eat over lunch. I've been watching this show called Shameless when I eat lunch recently. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, let's add this tile collider. Sometimes I just want to add components and I don't really want to config. Whatever. Death config. Death with tile collider. Mog.tile collider. It's actually just tile.collider. Width, height, int. C.width, C.height, and we're good. I think it's a 1. Yeah, 1. Let's just do this. We don't need to multi-line this one. Okay, so this should have a tile collider now. Tile. Oh, this needs tile now. Flow tile. Pause declared but not used. Door entity. Oh, this needs to have pause on it. Yeah, not enough. Okay, that's fine. That's fixed now. And that'll be fixed. Oh, I need to construct it though. Okay. I really should put this closer just because it's kind of annoying to run out here and test and to go destroy this. That's not good. Let's see here. Is this not running? I might have this, oh, I have this wave disabled. So I have like an intermediate wave which spawns the door walls, I guess. List spawner. I wonder if that's commented out. I need to come up with a name for this game. There we go. Doors are spawned. Cool. Oh, these shouldn't have a health. Oh, I must have not removed that component. I like how I made this whole spiel about health was the one reason why I couldn't. Door, oh, entity. This was the one reason. This can't die. I guess it could die. Like I wanted to set the animation so it dies. But we might do that a different way. Okay. Perfect. This should catch bullets though, but I think that's because of my collision system right now. Actually, no, because this catches bullets, right? Why doesn't this? Because it's a tile collider. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, this kid. This guy's only got one thing on his mind. Aren't you married? Oh, cat's going at it. Why wouldn't this work? It must have the wrong collider. The wrong collider must be getting built for it. Team enemy. Cause you dummy. Dang, dude. So toxic. I guess it could be this. No, this is gonna get set. New circle collider, team enemy. You love toxic? I do. Are you finally on your lunch break? Yeah, let me know when you're on lunch break, because I'm going to stop streaming then. Okay, that's it for today, boys. I'm just kidding. Try it, kid. Why aren't these projectiles colliding with this wall? When I build, there must be some. I love that video. When will you learn that your actions have consequences? The voice cracking and everything. Oh, I wonder if it, where's this? All right, let's just look at how we spawn walls. I need to be on the layer, the structure layer. I should just define the, I should define the collider separately from the body, I think. I was thinking that like, oh, it kind of makes sense that, or maybe I just think that crystals are always going to have this collider. I guess I could tie them together. Dracula, Kinta trying to find me a girlfriend, aka unit sister, by laying brick on a brick. Oh, because I said how am I building structures? Let's see here. Layer projectile. How's the progress? It's going good. We're slowly but surely. What am I setting it to? Layer player body, enemy body. Oh, this is projectiles. This is not even the right thing. Structure. Here we go. Oh, layer structure. You and Jomi will have to fight in an arena. The winner gets unit sister. We're gonna televise it too. What are the weapon choices gonna be for this battle royale? Anything that isn't sharp? Is it a programming battle? You guys only get the Rust handbook. Hardcover. Let them bash themselves. Yep. You either get the C++ handbook or the Rust handbook. No. C++. I don't know if either of them can lift that one. Or Lisp. Hmm. And SIP book would be your shield. I don't even know what SIP is. I think I would prefer, what do I want to do here? Would I rather configure these each independently? I could throw an if statement in here that's like, if you're a crystal, then that means your layer is structure and you hit nothing, you know? I feel like, maybe in the body config, I just include the collider. Let's just do that for now. I guess you don't necessarily need to have a collider though, to have a body. Sure, I'm just starting to doubt myself now. I wonder if maybe I should have kept the body, but just made everything that wasn't there nil. Like just made everything a pointer. Then you send over one big thing that just has everything in it. That would be so easy. Does that work? Just make everything I don't want nil. That's kind of the same thing as what I'm doing though, except it's all very... Wonder how you would, Then you could have like a bool. I guess when you encode that, what does that look like? That looks like maybe one bool per field that says whether it's there or not. Which is very similar to just having a... I don't know. You guys can't tell, but I have steam coming out of my ears. When in doubt, use bit masking. Now we made one whole unit as we always doubt here. Yeah, I'm always in doubt. I was just thinking, because right now I'm separating, like this sort of component building is fine. I was just thinking when I send stuff over, to the client, I almost maybe could have like an entity definition, which just says what components. I don't know. That does seem nice. Everything's just feeling very spread out right now. Like it's feeling very, it's feeling too flexible, if that makes sense. I don't know. We'll continue on this path though. We'll eventually solve this. Like what I was thinking was I just do this. Health pointer. If it's nil, then don't add it. Position. Or it's really technically this. You know? But it's not body, it's really like entity def. And then when this entity definition gets sent to the client, it's just got everything. I guess the problem with doing it this way is it's like one big thing where most of the time I'm really just gonna send like position, maybe like equipment swapped, like what they have equipped and their inputs. But like this probably encodes down pretty low if it's not there. You just have a bool that says like, if this is true, then read the next, I don't know, 16 bytes as the health, or not 16, but the next 2 bytes as the health. I don't know. We'll stick with how we're doing it. Maybe one day I'll change back. We'll explore down this path a little bit further. I think what I'll do is I'll keep this collider map the same. No, actually, I think I'm just gonna put the whole collider, because right now I'm like here, I'm gonna hold the size of things here. But I feel like that's not very sustainable, because that's just spreading things out more, you know? So I'm just gonna send over the we can test it here, I guess, a little bit. We'll make this collider, pi2 circle collider pointer, capital C. We'll comment this out. Actually, this might make it kind of hard to, let's look at this. Let's go player. Player, entity, body. Oh, well, we do collider. I don't know, I'm pretty sure everything's like 4. Well, we can just do this. Layer is going to be mog.layer player body. And then the layers that you hit. Mog layer none. I'm not gonna make it a pointer. Then inside here, this to do what I actually want to do. I don't have to do this though. This is going to be c.collider. And now in the entity definition, it kind of holds in what the collider is. Debug, let's look. Okay, that's got a collider. When we walk up here though, this shouldn't have a collider. No collider, perfect. And then now it's just like, it's just a very specific thing, you know? That's that. We'll do this. Crystal entity. That's gonna look like that. That looks good. Okay. Now we have, where'd door go? Oh, there it is. Well, actually, this is also a structure. I'm gonna make these 8. Actually, did I don't think I added it for the door, did I? Does bit masking always work? It always works. It's never failed. Not once in its life. It's weird it's not like fully terminating though. I must have something messed up here. Let's go to the factory again for the mog. Structure, collider 8, layer structure. I might check in my collision detection. Let's actually look at that. I might check to see if it has a structure object. Like the collision might be getting checked, or that might be detecting the collision, but it might be not deleting the projectile because it's not a structure. Circle collider. Oh yeah, if layer equals layer structure. So that should work. Oh, it has to only be, that's wrong. I have a layer mask. Ketchup later got to write a syslog hook for Uber Zap Logger. Good luck and have fun, peeps. See you, Jules. Thanks for stopping in. It was fun to see you. It was good to see you. Good chatting. And I'll see you next time. So we want to do the target collider dot layer mask with layer structure. And if that returns true, then we want to delete the damager. Because the layer mask just checks to see if the two layers overlap at all. It is weird that that's not dying though. I feel like it's dying, but the health bar is not disappearing. Oh, there it died. Why would that happen? I must not be synchronized. Oh, it didn't delete. Oh, wait. Oh, on the client, it's not getting the delete handlers aren't being created. That's why. Wait, no, actually, no, that's not it. Yeah, actually, that is it, I think. This should be working though. Oh, now that's not working. Maybe I did the opposite. Maybe it should be not layer mask. Well, layer must overlap. Circle collider, target collider. Oh, I might be going backwards. Oh. Yeah, this is the thing you hit, I guess. If the thing you hit, target collider is not equal to nil. Dot layer mask. Let's see here. Factory, mog, structure. Layer equals layer structure. Target ID. So the thing we're looping on is the projectile. The thing that we hit is the target ID. So first we check to see if the target has health. And if we apply our health, then we delete the damager. And if the target collider is not equal to nil, we check to make sure that the layer is layer structure. I should think this should work. Unless I'm not. Am I synchronizing that? Maybe you need to destroy the object to fade it. For the projectiles, like it should be detecting that the layer structure is here. Like I'm saying the collider layer of the door and the crystal. I guess it doesn't necessarily need to be an enemy body, huh? This one's just this one's respawning immediately, so it kind of looks weird. But there's some desync still. But then the door spawn, they should be blocking the bullets. That's the problem. I'm just using the same sprite right now, but I guess this will work now if I do the equal. So I'm just confused on why it's not working here. Nope, it's in health. Like we should be able to read the target collider of the thing that got collided with. Unless projectiles aren't colliding with those anymore, but they should be, right? This is what it used to be. But this isn't right because this makes sure that the layer is only layer structure. How does it feel to be the most advanced Golang Gamedev? I don't know if I am. I think that the Ebiton engine author would be. Conifer probably spit out his soup listening to that one. Why isn't this layer mask working? I don't understand this. But this works. I was about to say don't let Conifer talk you down. This will probably work, but it's like now this is blocked, yeah, so that's good. I wonder if yeah, now it's blocking. Is something wrong with my layer mask? What's up, Amir? How you doing? So I'm a projectile. I collided with something. I have my ID of what I collided with. I read the circle collider for that thing. And then I check to see if it... I check to see if it... I check to see if it overlaps. I wonder if this function's just wrong. It's such a simple function though. I don't know how it could possibly be wrong. I do a bitwise and of hit layer. Oh, that's why it's wrong. That's kind of, so I want to check to see if this more checks to see what it hits, but I want one that also checks. I need one that also checks what it gets hit with, if that makes sense. I might do this actually. This is probably a poor way of organizing it. It should probably be something like, where's my collision layer? Ah, there we go. I'm gonna make a mask function that just masks with another collision layer. Then it's just gonna be C, not a pointer, with the other layer. Then I can go back here and I can just do target collider dot layer dot mask with layer structure. This should fix it. Did I not? Oh, whoops. Does it have time to respawn? So the crystal in the middle, the reason it's respawning immediately is because it's part of like a wave. It's like the trigger for spawning the next wave, but because I don't have any waves yet, it just respawns immediately. Like how it works is this is like the first wave technically. So once this gets destroyed, that wave is ended, and then it starts the next wave. And the next wave is to spawn doors, and then there's no waves after that. So the third wave after that should be like spawning enemies for you to like battle with or whatever. But because I don't have that set up yet, what happens is this dies, then it spawns the doors, and then this entity that manages this whole arena gets destroyed. And when it gets destroyed, it spawns another crystal as the first wave. So it's kind of this like loop that's just looping immediately. So once this dies, it's going to like I don't know if you saw, like there's a very faint like hover here that happened, or it got a little bit darker because another crystal spawned on top of it. So there is some desynchronization happening on the client where the first crystal should be dying, but it's not being cleaned up by the client immediately, but it should be. But this fixed the doors at least. My layer masking code was bad, so that's good. Okay, so this should block colliders now. I also think I want to block colliders coming off of the walls. I just want them to like splat. Otherwise you could like shoot past stuff like this, which is maybe okay, I don't know. The other thing that happens is once the round ends or whatever, these doors need to be deleted, because right now what's going to happen is I'm going to spawn more doors. If I delete this, if I destroyed this one, more doors just spawned on top of each other. So that's not good. Actually, I'm going to leave 2 spaces there. All right. So we can add a, we could probably add the next wave now. Arena positioner. This just positions inside of the rectangle. So I need to add the slime body and then the zombie body. Let's just do one right now. We'll just do the slime body. All right, I'm gonna comment this as well. We changed how these are created now. Return mog.entity config construct slime entity pause. So that should do that. Now I just need to add the slime entity. We'll add it up here. Actually, I'm gonna make these like static ones up here, and then I'm gonna do dynamic ones down here probably. Or I'll leave that commented because I'm gonna copy most of this stuff, I think. Slime entity. That's fine. This is gonna be layer layer enemy. Do you guys hear that sneeze? That was my neighbor. Oh, my door's open because it's kind of cool. Yeah, that was a loud one, huh? That spooked me a little bit. I'm gonna have to close my door. We don't have a player config here. I think I have a lot of these configs that are missing for bots though. Body config, body, slime, team, enemy, collider is set, that's fine. Health config, 3. Stats config, we'll maybe add that in the future. Hat type, random hat. I haven't added hats back yet either. Weapon type, weapon, slime, quad, shooter, activation style, player. That's the wrong one. There's another one I made though. What did I do? Every what? Oh, I think actually it's, yeah, okay, cool. I just have to do that. Death config. This one's gonna be the same as what the crystal gets. The default. That one. Okay, cool. I don't have a movement. Or do I? Config server bot movement. That's what I need to add. I don't remember what I made this. Maybe we'll do like 75 or something. I don't know. Okay. If this just works though, I'll be very impressed. You know, I'll be happy when I switch to Linux and use Emacs. I mean, I'll be happy regardless of whatever text editor you choose to use. Well, it clearly is missing some components. Something's gone wrong. Only Chads use Nano. Could you imagine? I wonder what features Nano has. Let's see here. Okay, that's a plane going by very low. Me unit lives near an airport. Holy fuck. Oh my gosh. Time to do my detective work and find his. That's terrifying. This is getting very scary. I'm moving. I'm gonna move to Antarctica. Shoot, dude. I gotta add a white noise background to my I gotta make a isolation room. I will find you. It's like that Taken movie. I will find you and I will kill you. Whatever that guy said. What is his name? That actor? All right, let's look at there must just be something missing. Something missing. Liam Neeson, that's right. Good old Liam. Good old Liam Neeson. All right, let's make sure we have all the stuff added. All right, we have a slime entity. Where do I add bots? Bot entity. Oh, non-player needs to be added. Do I have this? I hope so. I do not have that. We'll add that one. Equipment, position, collider cache, activate. That should get added with the weapon. Bot target. This should, we'll make a non-player config. We'll add bot target to it as well. Yeah, I don't like that I have non-player and I also have bot. I think I'm gonna use bot everywhere except for this because this is kind of like a categorization thing. Mog dot non-player and then bot target. It's really hard. It's hard to manage all the little components that need to be in place. All right, cool. So there's still this stall thing. So I need to fix that next. And then once all the waves die, this gets spawned again. But once all the waves die, this should reopen. So I need to have a wave at the very end. Arena. And have a wave at the end, which is like new, I don't know, despawner or something. Well, actually, I think I figured out how to do that. I think what I decided I would do is I would just add to all the doors, I would add an entity ID that if gone would delete it, like something that it depends on, like a parent entity. Like, and then I have a system that just cleans up entities that are waiting for their parents to be deleted. That seemed like a very useful thing to have. So I think I'm gonna do that next. But we're getting close. We're getting close to back to where we used to be. I'm still not super 100% happy with how this, how the networking part of this is going. I do like how the config stuff is working though. I feel like this is pretty flexible. I'm not liking though how it gets sent over the network, but I'll do that later. This is going to be the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. It was a good time. I drew one diagram. It didn't make any sense. But we got a little bit more working. How do you even know that these are airports near me? It could just be a sound machine that I play. As always, never makes sense. Oh no. Unit because you're not that clever. Dang. My computer's getting all weird. Don't try to pull a big brain on me. Oh. I can pull it. I can pull it off, let me tell you. If there's anybody that I can pull it on, it's definitely you. That's for sure. All right, guys, it was fun. I will see you next time, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. See you, buddy.